Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to 20th of December. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with its GFS and ECM ensembles. Pretty much around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And that gets us into early January. I should get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first. The video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We'll be live at 6 PM with ensembles. So we'll go through the 12 then model runs. We'll go through all of the GFS ensemble members, see what they're showing for the running into the Christmas period. And that's going to be epic. That's coming up at 6 PM. We will also be giving away our merch bundle. So we've now closed our competition prize draw to new entrants. So thank you so much for everybody who was entered. Have a chance to win our lovely mug, decoration and coaster, along with £15 Amazon voucher. If you have entered the competition, your name will be placed on the name picker in the next hour or so. And then when we begin the live stream at 6 PM, first thing we'll do, after I introduce the live stream, of course, is pick our winner for the competition. So thank you so much, everybody who has entered. And we'll be revealing our winner on the live stream at 6 PM. So I shall see you a little bit later on for that one, maybe. Please like, share, subscribe, and stay on all today's videos and content. Thanks so much for everybody to do that. And let's crack on then. So I'm going to start off with the Central England temperature. The CET has now gone up to 3.6. It's rising very quickly now. That is 1 degree above the 61.99 average. That is visual to yesterday. Excuse me, to the 9th of December. That's going to carry on rising. And I would imagine by next weekend that could well be into the 5s. Wouldn't be at all surprised. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. On at Blackpool today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Blackpool. This is a suggested location, by the way, for this part of the video. If you'd like to have your local town or city featured in this part of the video, then please let us know through the comments, or you can email GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com. We're starting off close to average with the upper air temperature, but it's actually quite mild today and will be to around Tuesday. Around the middle part of the week, get a little tick down, goes a bit colder around Wednesday, Thursday, and then we find the upper air temperatures lifting up quite significantly as we go into the end of the week and next weekend, looking very mild actually with those upper air temperatures, if not quite warm. They're rising to around 10 degrees at 8:58 PM. Of course, that is at the upper air temperature level, so down on the surface, it won't be like if that happened in July, you get temperature into 20 Celsius. We're not going to do that, but it's going to be pretty mild, especially in the north of the country, I think, where we're picking up more of the southwest wind. Again, down in the south, it's a bit of a question mark about whether we'll get an inversion going, as winds will be light and high pressure is more or less centred across southern England. So, bit of a question mark there. But overall, this is a very mild British high pressure. That takes us to the pre-Christmas period, and then we see a drop in the upper air temperature, but a lot of scatter within that. So some of the ensemble members are keeping the upper air temperature quite mild into Christmas. Some of them are going cooler, but not especially cold. And then some of them down here are actually going for a proper cold spell. So a lot of questions still to answer about the Christmas period. As far as precipitation is concerned, more rainfall to come over the next few days, of course, up until the middle of the week. Then we get this drier interlude here as it turns milder and also turns drier too. High pressure taking over. And then it looks like getting more unsettled again as we're going into the Christmas period. Of course, if it's cold, then that unsettled weather could be wintry, you know. So again, lots of uncertainty about the Christmas period. There are a few snow spikes that are appearing here for Blackpool. Remember, it's a coastal location as well. Before Christmas and up to Christmas Eve, anyway, there's a few snow spikes. If we go to somewhere like London, even there's actually a few snow spikes clustering around Christmas Eve. So, yeah, it's a possibility we might still get a cold Christmas here, but it's all a long way off and very, very uncertain. Temperature anomalies on the 10th to 18th of December, just a little bit above average. That's what I was talking about before. So, despite those very warm upper air temperatures, actually on the surface, because of the time of the year, we're not necessarily going to realise the extent of both warm upper air temperatures and precipitation anomalies are drier than average in most areas, but a bit wetter through the central sway. Latest with NorthSchool.net showed that another area of low pressure is in control today, losing track of these areas of low. So we've got another one sitting just to the west of Ireland and the UK. We are going to get a break with these lows, though, by the middle part of the week. Right, okay, let's have a look at some chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Wednesday. Low pressure is clearing away to our south and eastern. A ridge is building behind it. Another low deepening around Iceland and Greenland, though. Now, if you go to the end of the week, we've got high pressure ridges into the south. Should be reasonably dry there, but will be more unsettled with these long fetched southwest winds further north. Next weekend looks mostly dry down across England and Wales. Notice high pressure centred over France. That places more of us in that very mild long fetched southwest wind. That's going to be a really mild weekend. If that comes up, we're going to be seeing temperatures probably into mid-teens Celsius there. With a bit of phone effect, maybe even slightly higher than that. So 16 degrees is distinctly possible, I think, there next weekend with those southwesterlies. And even down the south, that will be very, very mild. This is how Icon is looking. Again, got that low pressure still over the country on Wednesday. Gets out of the way through Thursday and Friday. High pressure takes over. Now, notice with Icon, high pressure is a bit further northwards. So it's really Scotland to Northern Ireland that's in that southwesterly wind. England and Wales, the winds are very light. And that might just allow things to get a bit colder, especially if the skies are clear overnight, Saturday into Sunday. That might allow some frost and fog for England and Wales, but further north looks very, very mild with those southwest winds. And even in the south, this is a mild ridge, don't get wrong, just thinking that maybe because because that high pressure is a bit further northwards, winds are very light there through England and Wales, there might be an inversion. Okay, so this is how the latest Korean update is looking. This is the KMA. This is the new model that we've been featuring in the videos recently. So we start off again on Wednesday, low pressure clearing away into second half week. High pressure builds into the south, and that brings a lot of dry weather to England and Wales. We keep those southwest winds going further north, but they'll probably bring outbreaks rain to the northwest Scotland. It's going to be a very wet pattern, actually, for Western Scotland. Into the end of next weekend and the beginning of the following week, leading up to Christmas, high pressure sticks close to the country, still in a mild position. Eventually, though, as we get to day 10 and beyond it, the high pressure starts to pull out into the Atlantic, and we go towards the 21st over here, and just a suggestion, that wind's going into the north, so the KMA sends this high pressure into the middle of the Atlantic, makes it into a mid-Atlantic ridge, and that allows colder air to start pushing down from the north, so that's going colder pre-Christmas. Whether that would last to Christmas itself is another matter, but that is going colder pre-Christmas there with the KMA. Interesting. Right, the GFS midnight run looks like that. Once more, low pressure is over the top of the country on Wednesday, but it gets out of the way by Thursday when high pressure takes over. The GFS, as it has done consistently, really, has this high pressure quite a bit further northwards, means that England and Wales have light winds. The southwesterly wind is up across Scotland and Northern Ireland. Again, that might be a recipe, some frost and fog down in the south by next weekend. Heading up toward day 10, the high pressure then pulls out to the west. We bring cold front south across the country, so that brings some showery rain with it probably, and then cooler air from the northwest, not cold. Excuse me, my voice is going. And then we go beyond that, and we find the high pressure sticks to our south with low pressure up to the north. So that's Christmas Day looking mild on the GFS midnight run. High pressure over France, low pressure to the north of Scotland, keeping the wind in from a westerly direction. Boxing Day also looking mild. So all 3 days of Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, and also Boxing Day, mild on the GFS midnight run. Cold though across Scandinavia, so not that far from it. Nordic and Scandinavian regions look quite cold, but we keep on the mild side of the ridge. The GFS 6Z looks like this. Again, we're looking at the 12Z model runs for the run up to Christmas and Christmas itself on our live stream at 6 p.m. So check that for that, as well as Ensembles Watch. So this is how GFS 6Z is looking. Low pressure over the country on Wednesday. Then that gets out of the way into Thursday, Friday. High pressure makes its move, builds up from the southwest. High pressure taking over into the weekend, mostly dry south. It's a big ridge as well, 1,045 millibars, very strong area of high pressure. Further north and west, we've got these west-southwest winds that may bring mild conditions to most parts of the country. We get into the beginning of the following week, the high pressure pulls out to our west. We start to draw down a bit of a northerly, so this is more like the Korean model solution, actually. So we've got a bit of a northerly setting up there by day 10. Cold air with the upper air temperatures trickling southwards as well. And then beyond that, we keep that high pressure out to our west. We reinforce the northerly as we get to Christmas Eve. Though quite cold air pushing southwards for Christmas Day. We've got a little area of low pressure actually to our northwest. That sort of starts moving in. There's your upper air temperatures. So by 10 cells, icebergs get to northern Scotland. And that low pressure sort of moves in through Christmas Day into Boxing Day. As that's coming into cold air, that will probably bring the risk of snow with it. Obviously, very, very unlikely that that verifies, but that could be a bit of a snow event there from the GFS 6. In fact, I'll tell you what, I haven't got the weather outlook up, but because, just for posterity really, because it'll probably be gone on the next one, I'll pause the video, get the weather outlook up, and we'll have a look at the precipitation type forecast, because I reckon that probably brings a little bit of snow over Christmas with it. So for posterity, we'll have a look at that in a second. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So this is a precipitation type forecast from the weather outlook. Just see what it's showing. So we're starting on the 15th of September here. Not much precipitation because we're under a big area of high pressure, of course. We go into the weekend, heavy rain. So I say, this can be a very wet pattern. With these southwest winds, this can be a very wet pattern for western Scotland. You see that here with all of this heavy rain piling in from off the Atlantic next weekend. So up there, it's going to be very wet, but otherwise it's a dry pattern, of course. There's that big area of high pressure. Now, early next week, you start being a cold front southward, barely any precipitation on that, but it does introduce these cold and northwesterly winds by day 10, which is 20th, so wintry showers then into the north and the northeast of the country. We're into the low res time frame of the model, of course. Now, let's get to Christmas, though. So, area of rain push through, followed by colder air from the north again. Then we go to the 23rd, more wet weather sinking southwards. Most of this is rain, you know, on the it's marginal, but most of it is on the rain side of marginal. But that's Christmas Eve, so then we see snow showers packing into Scotland, or wintry showers anyway. That's Christmas Day, so we start off with wintry showers in the north and northeast, got some rain out in the west as well. Now, what happens? So this is Christmas evening, rain's coming in from west, turning a little bit wintry through parts of Wales and Northern Ireland. Yeah, look at this, Christmas night, we've got snow here through Northern Ireland into Wales, or North Wales anyway, and down into the Midlands. Heavy rain down in the south and the southwest. Look at that, that's the early hours of Boxing Day. That'd be an interesting Christmas night, wouldn't it? So yeah, wet down across the far south and southwest, and snow through Wales, the Midlands, and it is a proper survey, but it's going for then actually into Boxing Day morning. Again, that is virtually a certain not to verify. Yeah, it's a possibility it might do, but it's all very marginal. It's a long way off, so I wouldn't bet on that. But for posterity, there you go. White Christmas. Right, okay, for some of us. Right, okay, if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We need to put around 90 subscribers to get to 17.5k, so please give us a sub. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, GM. Again, that area of low pressure over country on Wednesday gets out of the way through Thursday into Friday. High pressure takes over from the south and the southwest. So next weekend looking dry and very mild, especially mild in the north with both southwest winds. Will be wet weather probably into northern western parts of Scotland. Into day 9, 10 high pressure just slipping west a little bit, but not allowing much of a way. Cold air in from the northwest, so the GM keeping it mild up to day 10 really. And then the ECM again gets that low pressure out of the way from Wednesday into Thursday. Then high pressure is building into the south with the southwest winds up in the north will bring very mild air across most parts of the country. I think even down the south, it's very likely to be an inversion with the east so even there probably very mild through the weekend. By day 10, the high pressure just inches out to our west. We bring something slightly cooler in from the northwest. Better first sort of pushes slightly cooler air, but not cold air at that stage from the northwest. This is a precipitation forecast based on that eastern run from TemPshow.com. So we've had more rain today, showering conditions overnight, and then more wet weather piles in from the west as we go through the early part of the coming week as well. But by Wednesday to Thursday, that could change, something drier, although still some wet weather in northern and western parts of Scotland. And then into the weekend, the trend is very much towards high pressure, but there will be rain into western parts of Scotland. As I say, those long fetched southwest winds can bring a lot of rain into northern and western Scotland on this pattern, but most places will be dry and mild or very mild next weekend. That's a setup by day 10, a little bit cooler then. Shall just start to turn a little bit wintry in the northwest. Now, they're back. Things are up to the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. They've reinstated them. Gets us to the 20th of December. Thank you, Icelandic Met Office, for bringing these back. Makes my life much, much easier doing it this way. So we have 15 members of the ECM ensembles with a trough of low pressure to our north-northeast, a ridge of high pressure is out to the west, and that brings in like a cooler northwesterly push. That includes the control run. We've got 14 here with high pressure just to our south and southwest. That keeps us in like a westerly throwback, going to be pretty mild. We've got 8 with high pressure a little bit further out in the Atlantic, low pressure to the northeast, and that brings in some cooler air from the northwest. We have got 7 through the operational run, again with high pressure just out to our west a little bit more, slightly more of a west-northwesterly tilt to the Windflow, but again that's pretty mild, I think, up to day 10 with that one. And then 7 with high pressure bridging in from west, all looking rather anticyclonic there, I have to say, at day 10. So the position of a ridge is subject to change, but you know, it does look as though the majority options are very much towards high pressure. And then in 2 weeks' time, which will get us to Christmas Day, of course, these are the options that we've got. 10 members of the ECM ensembles then have high pressure over to the east of the country. This includes the operational run, so that will be bringing in a wind from off the continent. That could be frost and fog, really. The high pressure is going to go further on to be a proper cold easterly, though. It's not a proper Scandinavian high, but I think it would be bringing cooler air from off the continent anyway. 10 with trough low pressure over Scandinavia and a northwesterly flow, so that could be unsettled and a little bit on the cold side. 8 with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. That's going to be a mild Christmas with west-southwest winds. Another 8 with high pressure right over top of the country and out to west. It's going to be mainly dry. Another 8 here, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. That's going to be dry and mild. And then we've got 7 again with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, and that again will be mostly dry but quite mild. So not a lot doing there from these ensembles in terms of a cold spell for Christmas Day, cold pattern. We'll wait and see what happens. Not much sign of a normal. I suppose that option could be, you know, going in the direction of the GFS V2 run, but not a lot doing there from a cold perspective. Right, CFS V2, finally, thank you so much, everybody, for an epic Sunday video. It's been a long time since we've done a 10 to 14 day on a Sunday in terms of a video upload, so thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. These are 500 millibar height zones, so broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from Temp 16th of December, so the next week we'll have low pressure to the northeast, high pressure is out to the south and to west, but ridging in, so the trend is towards a high pressure taking over, of course. That takes through the week 2, which is the 17th, 23rd of December. High pressure to our west and southwest, low pressure is up to the north, and winds are coming in from a westerly direction, mostly dry and mild for run up to Christmas. That's week 3, which is 24th of December, Christmas Eve to the 30th. This looks like it could be quite cold. Low pressure in Scandinavia, high pressure in the Atlantic. That could bring the wind in, straight from a northwesterly direction, possibly even from a northerly direction. And week 4 actually looks as though it could be quite cold too. This is New Year's Eve to the 6th of January. And again, low pressure is to the east. We've got a mid-Atlantic ridge in the Atlantic. Again, that could bring in the wind from north-northwest direction. To be properly cold, be really cold, you've got to get that high pressure further north or so. So being centred in the middle of the Atlantic, you've got to get the high pressure up to Greenland, really, and hook it up with this area of high pressure here. So if you do that, if you bring those two ridges together, centre the high over Greenland, then the air, instead of coming from like there, the air will come from like there. And of course, that is that's a much colder area get the air from, but it would still be chilly and probably cold enough for winter showers anyway there through weeks 3 and 4. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, just tell you what's happening on the channel tomorrow. We've got 6 AM UK weather forecast, and there'll be a 10 to 14 down. I'm out for dinner in the evening. We're meant to be doing another Christmas update, so I might roll that over to Tuesday, if that's all right with everybody. But I'll see. I might get it up earlier on in the day. And I'm going to be live streaming at 6 PM, of course. So we'll be live streaming Ensembles Watch. We'll have a look at 12 then. So we haven't touched on anything Stratosphere related with this video as well. So we've got that maybe to have a look at on the live stream, bit of Strat data. So all of that's to come at 6. I'll see you in a little while. And of course, the winner of our merch competition as well. Now I'll see you all at 6 PM. But for this video, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.